welcome to another conversation. Today we are speaking with Dennis Sutherland, a driving force behind the Jamaican Youth Assistance Program, an initiative brought from a deep commitment to making sure no child left behind because of lack of resources. Dennis's story is inspiring as it is the life-changing. Let's explore what motivated him and how JYAP, short for Jamaican Youth Assistance Program, is transforming communities. And now we can all be a part of this movement. My co host, Chris, will be doing the interview. So take it away, Chris.
Thanks, Denise, and welcome to our conversation, Dennis.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, let's get to know you a little first. Where in Jamaica you hail from?
I'm from central Jamaica. It's called Mandeville. It's
Okay.
where I'm far away from all the beaches and rivers and all that stuff. I've never been able to access those because we're in the middle of the island.
Okay, understood. I know where you're at. Yeah. You have this really great organization. Let's talk about, how what shaped you to actually get there. So what childhood experience that you have such a passion that every child should have access to education?
Well, actually, it's a childhood circumstance that I had. I was raised in a big family and majority girls, 8 girls, 3 boys, and so the girls was always priority. And basically, I was for a period of time I was basically left to fend for myself, and that caused me to drop out of school for a while. And so by dropping out of school, I did not get to do 8th grade or 9th grade in school. And after going back to starting school at 10th grade, it was really a challenge. I was discriminated by many. And so that's where it came from. The experience that I had, because I was so behind, I was criticized by even teachers and students. And so I after I was able to get myself an education, came to the United States and all that, I decided I'm gonna give back and prevent the similar circumstance that happened to somebody else.
That's a wonderful motivation, Dennis. So you started this JYAP back in 1999.
Okay.
Was there a defining moment that said, I have to do something about this that kind of drove you?
Yes, oh, most definitely. So in 1999 is where I started to give back. I At that time I was able to give, so I started to give. My one of my first school is a school that I actually dropped out of. In 7th grade, I started to give out by giving a projector and all that stuff, and then I get into the mode. But the truth is, JYAP did not originate from 1999. JYAP, the official organization, is actually 2 years old. But I started to give back and have a small base from 1999. I have adapted kids, I've adapted schools, and stuff like that I've been doing. So it was officially registered as an organization 2 years ago.
No problem. I understand you. The giving is not defined by organizational boundaries. So all these 26 years, you know, I'm pretty sure you made some personal sacrifices. Is there to keep this vision alive until you formalized it a few years back? So
Let me
tell us about some of the high moments you've had, and some of the challenges that you've had, and some of the sacrifices that's been involved in this journey, Dan.
Oh my God. The truth is, whenever time I'm committed, I'm the type of person, my word is my bond. And so I would see situations and then make my commitment. A lot of the commitment that I've made to students and teachers and kids, I was not able to really afford it. But the circumstance drive me to making that commitment. And so I make the commitment. And there are times I know I have to meet my commitments. And so there are times I go to work without having lunch. I remember I had to had coffee because I work in the coffee industry. I used to have coffee for lunch, breakfast, and sometimes dinner just to execute these to meet my promise, basically. Yeah, to meet my promises. And so those are some of the sacrifices. Without food, you know, cut short, and even sometimes I have to delay and rent. At those times I used to rent a house. Now I'm able to buy a house, but those days, those are some of the thing I have to delay on my rent and all that. But whatever promise that I made to a student, a teacher, I'm going to make it happen no matter what. So there's a lot of sacrifices. If I started to talk about all my sacrifices, 30 minutes is not long enough to talk about it.
Okay, no problem. But we get the sense of your conviction here. Let's talk a little at the larger level, at the Jamaican level. Why are initiatives like yours important to the future of Jamaica? And without this future, what are some of the implications of not having, you making such sacrificial giving?
Well, Jamaican, sad to say, but Jamaica has a very high crime rate. And so after doing research and talking to people and all that, um, I come to learn that some of the contribution, because there's many layers of contribution to the crime situation that we have in Jamaica, but education is also a factor. After I learned that, I decided I'm gonna go hard and fast in this, and so because of I'm so concerned about the crime, I decided to go hard in educating the youth out of crime. So that's where that came from.
Okay, great. So if you should have a tagline, if somebody met somebody in the elevator and said, in one sentence, tell me what's the vision and the mission and the purpose of JAGYAP, what would be that sentence for you?
Okay, well, it's not that hard to answer in a sentence, but the truth is JYAP is designed to make it to leave no kids behind. That's one of the things. We decide we were going to make sure it's easy and parent. Jamaica is actually, I know you asked for one sentence, but it's very
That's
difficult to
one
answer in one
sentence.
sentence.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get to some of the other stuff already. But part of we live in a soundbite. That question is made. We live in a soundbite era, so some people are so busy, and if you want to get their attention, you need to capture what do you want them to do and what's your aspiration that quickly. And so we let's go ahead and give it a try.
That one sentence that would have catch somebody is, I would say, there's actually there is a need, and we just have to meet it. There is situation that I did not create a sentence for that because I know there's multiple factors to multiple reasons. So that one thing to me is that there is actually a need, and we just have to meet it. That's where I was coming from with that, to be honest.
Okay, all right. So, is there a riveting story that you may have that you can briefly kind of share of how you rescued a child and transformed them because of your organization?
Oh, most definitely. There's actually two stories I could share with you.
Just
All right,
one. We
one.
need one.
Okay, one. All right. Well, for a child, I had seen I went to Jamaica, and I met a young man on the street, crazy, and he was actually struggling, have nowhere to sleep, nowhere. His parent did not care much about him. I guess she was just overwhelmed with dealing with other kids, because she had multiple kids. And so I saw him, and I looked at him, and I said, I'm gonna change your life. I'm gonna transform your life. And he was like, how? I said, through the means of education, I'm going to make sure you go to school. And so all the resources that he need for school, and plus at one point I have to even provide a place for him to sleep, because we realized, I realized I was doing it. And then after realize that I'm getting the school supplies and stuff, there's other things that line up that needs to be done. And I took him in my arms, and basically it lead to an adoption. of a
Wow, that's
child.
powerful. That's great. So, in principle, your organization supply fees, supply supplies like book bags and the like. Then there's school fees, and now you're doing other stuff. Um, you did one case of adoption here. Are there, when you see if your organization evolving, where else do you think you should be going to create a greater impact?
Well, definitely within education. So we have areas like there are many rural areas in Jamaica where breakfast, as simple as breakfast, is a challenge, and so we are trying to extend our thing to a breakfast program in rural schools, so that because we did Iron Mountain Primary where breakfast was a challenge for some of those kids, and that worked very well. Where we see the attendance increase up to 100%. There was actually only 60 kids that go to that school, but the attendance was anywhere between 30 to 40%, and with a breakfast program, it increased it. So I think we're gonna go all out on breakfast program in rural areas.
Fantastic. So, would that constitute one of the greatest needs that you may have to increase the impact that you have?
Um, uh, That and of course no, not really, because there's uniform situation too. So we're thinking about uniform as well. But then it take a lot of logistics and all that to execute that. So we're actually recruiting people on the ground so that we could get more intimate details, so that we just don't throw uniforms around, because we cannot afford to just give uniform to everybody, but we want to only give to the needy. So that's what some of the things that we're going to be working on in the future. And there's another thing that I must share with you. Um, our our motto is and our national anthem, our motto, and of course our national pledge is of vital importance. But the pledge is like is like a prayer. And so one other thing that I'm gonna be doing, and I started it already, we're gonna be ensuring that the national pledge is on the walls of schools in Jamaica at primary level, though.
Wonderful. So the kids see it and they embrace it and they practice what it means.
Right.
So
Yes. So
I
that's
want you
the
to,
biggest project.
yeah, take a moment. You're talking to somebody like our audience who wants to make a difference in the life of a child. What is the single most powerful thing they can do that they can partner with you to make that happen?
Well, right now where we at, it's just a matter of contributing to our existing program, because there are
How
all
do
the
they go
elements
about doing that?
oh, okay, there are we take funding, and we actually take school supplies. So one of the way that they could do it is they can contribute to we have a GoFundMe that is ongoing. We also have a Zelle, which is info@japp.com, or we could also use a phone number, which is 224-627-5072. Those are the means of contribution. And also, they could email us, and then we could discuss any other option that may be available. And the email address is info@jyap.org.
All right, let's go over those because this is very important. I don't want people to be able to miss it. So first, give me the Zelle number.
And the cell number is 224
Slow down, and share it with us. Yeah.
224
Mm-hmm.
627 5072.
Okay, and now
And
the email.
okay. And the other Zelle option is an email, which is info@jyap.org. That's his email. Our email address is jyap.org.
Do you have a website that people can actually
Oh,
go to and
yeah.
see what's happening?
Okay, so yes, we have a website that is currently under construction. We started it, but the truth is there are so many things that we're working on, and as it relates to the email, the website. I I I don't really care to put it out there as yet, but
That's fine. Yeah.
because it's not completed.
All right. No, I understood. Thank you for your transparency. Is there any other way or other social media platform that they can actually see sometimes people like to see what's happening in the organization just to give
Oh,
them
most
that kind of
definitely.
confidence.
Almost definitely. There's two social media. We have Facebook, of course. I have Sutherland TV is one of my is one they could see it on. But we also have Jamaican Youth Assistant Program Facebook page that they could go and view some of the receipts for the things that we have done.
Okay, so Jamaica Youth Assistance Program on Facebook or
Yeah.
Sutherland TV are the two places that they can
Yes,
do.
those are the two. But remember, it's Jamaican youth. Jamaican.
Jamaican, got you.
Yeah, not Jamaica.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
So, Dennis, we thank you for sharing your journey and incredible work at JYAP is doing to break barriers for Jamaican youth. Friends, what we've heard today is more than a story. It's an innovation to change lives. Every backpack, every meal, every scholarship matters. If you believe in education as a bridge to opportunity, now is the time to network with JYAP and be a part of this powerful movement. To learn more about Jamaican Diaspora, visit JamaicanDiaspora.com. To learn more about Chris Daly, visit AskChrisDaly.com. And Dennis, give us a way to contact you one more time.
Well, my direct contact is 224-627-5072. And of course, is the JYAP.org is also contact information, a way to have contact. And I must say, my personal email, which I'm not afraid to give out, it is SUDS, S as in Sam, U as in umbrella, D as in Delta, S as in Sam, 737 at gmail.com is one of the way to reach me.
Well, thank you very much for spending some time with us. Good luck on everything, especially the backpack drive that's coming up or is occurring now because September is right around the corner. Thank you for spending some time with us, Dennis. Bye now.
Right. Take care. Thank you very much for